Greetings, my name is Andrei Sitar. I'm a École de l'Image alumnus, and for the past 5 years I work as a character designer and visual development artist for studios like Netflix, Sun Creature, Golden Wolf, and others. I would like to invite you to join the visual development class under the short film creation program. Together we will dive into the nuances and challenges of the visual development and production of a short film. Not only you will test your skills, but also you will get real-life experience working in a team, meeting deadlines, and contributing to a common goal, which is the creation of an animated film. I'll be your mentor and supervisor, and I will guide you through the process. I will advise and counsel you to the best of my abilities, yet it is precisely you who will be the brain and the heart of this creative process. So join us today and let's create something beautiful together.
Welcome, students, teachers, artists, and animators alike. My name is Kata, and I'm a student of Animation Club.School. And if you're seeing us for the first time, you clicked on your recommended, you saw some interesting stream going on. Let me tell you about us. We are an online animation school that specializes everything related to animation and creating short films, such as visual development as well. So today, we have a very special workshop. We gather here on our YouTube channel several times per month to hold a very special workshop where our mentors from our courses share their insights and just tell us very valuable information. And sometimes they review our works. And today, since I already told you, we're hopping from an animation workshop straight into a visual development one. So today with me, we have our wonderful mentors, Andrei Sitari and Edward Kruchevsky, who are both mentors on the short film course. Edward is responsible for the animation part of creating the short film, and Andrei Sitari is responsible for mentoring the visual development of the film and how it's going to look like. So without further ado, I want to give you the floor so you can introduce yourselves, and the chat, you can also say hi to them as well. Giving you the floor.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for coming. Here we are with Andrei. Wanted to present you like a short film creation, a special course where you can create your short film in a team. This course actually, I think it's quite unique because it makes repeat the same principle as like offline course, like in Gobelin, creating a short film with like different groups of people doing different departments of work. So we gather 4 different departments like animation, visual development, compositing, and FX animation, so special effects. So here in this special course, you are able to do it to do some diploma's work in a team. Maybe Andrei can tell something more about VizDev.
Yeah, firstly, I just want to thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to talk to you about this course and also touch the subject of art direction. Before starting, just wanted to present myself so you know who I am and why am I a teacher at the school. My name is Andrei Sitari. I've been a professional in character design mostly, but also visual development and animation for the past 5 years. I graduated in 2018 from Gobelin École de l'Image. It's quite a prestigious school from France, but it's also known abroad as well. It's where me and Edward actually met. It was a really nice school, but also I'm very glad to work professionally because it's a very beautiful world, the animation industry, a lot of possibilities, let's say. So now with Edward actually invited me to be a mentor more than a teacher, I like to call myself, and to guide you through the process on this short film creation, which, like Edward also mentioned, it's a very special course because as you know, nowadays the internet is filled with different courses in visual development, a little bit less in animation, but definitely there are very few short films specifically focused around short film creation courses.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very exciting idea because you actually, well, you don't really like learn the fundamentals, even though we go through them and like we review them, but like your main focus on the course is creating the visuals, character design, color scripts, backgrounds for a specific goal, which is the short film. And in the end, you have like a tangible product, which is 30 seconds of a beautiful narrative, a beautiful story.
I think I also can add that this course, especially visual development, is for already advanced people, advanced students,
yes.
because here, as Andrei mentioned, he will mentor you, not teach you per se like all basics of fundamentals of visual development. So here you should be ready to make something like a short film.
Yes, yes. I mean, we will go over the basics, but like Edward said, it's a way to test yourself. Like you already got some experience, you already know how to draw, you already know, like, understand perspective, you feel the color and you feel the light, and like now you wonder, how can I use these skills? And the answer is this course, you actually can like apply yourself in a team, very important aspect. In a team, it's not individual work. It simulates a professional environment, because we as teachers, well, not necessarily teachers, will be more like a art director or a supervisor or a director, just generally, and trying to guide you to get to the optimal result based on your skill sets.
Awesome. Amazing. I can tell myself that it was quite a journey, and it was very insightful and very interesting for me. It was almost like not almost, we were working in a very like strict pipeline, and we have people who are responsible for different things, and collaborating, turns out, is a lot more important than you initially think. So if you're personally interested in the course and you want to learn more about it and how to create and develop a short film with other people, and afterwards stay friends and not forget each other for the rest of your lives, click the link below. I think we have a special link dedicated to a short film course, so you can learn about it a bit more. And thankfully, streams can be paused and rewinded now on YouTube, so you don't even have to wait. You can click on it now, pause us, return to us when you'll be ready. We'll be always waiting here for you. Well, is everyone ready? I have one rule before we start, actually. If you want to ask a question, because we're very open to answering questions and talking with you in the chat, you should write a word question in all caps before actually putting your question down. That way I won't miss it, and you'll definitely know for sure that I've read it, kept it somewhere, and I will voice it at the right place at the right time. So I don't think I have any more rules that we need to set up. So we're absolutely ready to jump into the learning materials.
Yeah, actually, all these projects that we're gonna talk today are in this YouTube channel. You can find them, I think, in a playlist that's called short films. I think short film creation.
Yep, exactly.
Yes, please review them, because today we're gonna show you all work in progresses. So don't think that it's just a final result. It's just what we're developing in just 1 month of studying. So after 1 month, we're gonna every time we make a kind of pitch deck, pitch Bible to present for all teams, like I said, to compositing and stuff.
All departments.
All departments, yeah, to share and also to get experience in pitching in the presentations.
Yeah, it's definitely the beauty of the work in progress, is that you actually have the final results on the channel, which is very satisfying, because like you wonder, okay, how did all these drawings become a film? So yeah, that's awesome. So it's up to me, I think, to share the screen, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. Let's go. Let me share the screen. Let me show you some of the student work. Okay. Boom. Okay. So it's all good. Do you see it?
Yep.
Yes.
I can. Hopefully everyone in the chat too.
I just
If
want
you don't
to
see it or anything's lagging, please tell us as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to just mention that these projects are made for different like festivals, animation festivals, or like forums. And but like recently we did a short film. I mean, in a competition for Pink Floyd. It's a music video competition for the celebrating 50 years of Dark Side of the Moon of the album, and we also participated in this project. And
It's a very ambitious project.
yeah, me and Andrei, we were working with the students on one of the clips.
Yes, and it's also available already on YouTube. I don't know how to find it. Maybe we can throw a link.
For now, because there is a terms and conditions in the Pink
Oh,
Floyd.
you cannot
They said you should do it in a link available
private.
only by link. Yeah, private
Oh,
link.
okay.
So it was
okay.
never there. It was never online.
It
We
was
didn't hear
never there.
anything.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not
What was
Not
online?
yet.
What was? I don't think anything was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think everything's offline was. Yeah.
I think that's another reason to join the course is not only you're putting to a test your skills, creating something like a real product, but also the product is not just like in a sense useless, because it's like Edward said, it goes to like festivals for like intro for a festival, just like Gobelin does with the prestigious Annecy festival.
Yeah.
So it feels like you actually working on a real professional project, which is very satisfying. So yeah. Anyways, here is one of the projects that was done for the Insomnia Film Festival.
Yeah.
This is a storyboard. Usually the storyboard, not usually, always the storyboard is done by Edward's class, which are responsible mainly for storyboard and animation, and not only because they basically do the whole thing to the end. But one important moment is that you as a visual development class will work with them to create the story. So you won't be just like a secondary team. It'll be like one big team together, but just you'll be only responsible for the visuals.
And you also come up with idea. For example, if you not only animation team will create an idea. If you have an idea and you from visual development team or FX animation team or compositing team,
you can brainstorm together.
You can brainstorm, because first beginning, the first meeting we're gonna have all together, and you will share your ideas.
Yes. So this at the time this was done by Edward's class, a storyboard illustrating the story, the idea in like broad strokes. But then we also have Animatics, which is a timed storyboard, and that goes a little bit more in detail with timing, so you get more the feeling of the story. Here we have mood boards, super important mood boards, especially for the visual development class, because you really want to know towards which direction you're aiming, visually speaking, like in terms of colors, would they be very saturated and very bright, or a little bit more on the grayer side, more dark, depending on the story, obviously.
Because the biggest difficulty of this course, it's not to create short film itself, it's to collaborate with your classmates. It's to understand how to work together and how to be a part of the project, because sometimes people can be ambitious, and in the one team could be like several leaders, and it would be difficult to combine and make something equal. So these mood boards also, like, as a part of creating something that you like everyone likes.
Yes, definitely. You can definitely pitch your ideas to the team. So maybe you can find like a common ground idea-wise. Anyways, mood board, super important. It's important for you as a visual development student. Then afterwards, it's going to be important for you as a professional. And of course, if you want to become an art director, you'll work a lot of mood boards, because you will be responsible of a team. visual development team or character designers, and you really want to communicate very clearly in what direction we're going. That's the director part of the art director. You want to know how to direct and what path you're going to take. Mood boards, we went over that. As you can see, you can get inspired by many artists from the internet, from other projects. It can be also from illustration, not necessarily from animation or even like games. It can be films, anything that inspires you. It can be your own photographs, actually. Anything that can be of use for the project, for the development of the visuals. You're just gonna put them on the mood board, and that's gonna help the team a lot.
Yeah.
After maybe I should show other mood boards on other projects,
Mm-hmm.
or we should go.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Show all here.
Yes. So here we have one project which is clearly a little bit more like cartoony, like with a like whimsical mood, a little bit like mysterious but not scary, very like playful colors. And here we go on a more like a dark mood, like more suspense, like grayer.
Yeah.
That from the mood boards we understand two different projects, art direction wise. So yeah, here obviously we'll create the characters as well as the backgrounds, color scripts. Characters very important, right? Everybody loves characters. A lot of people want to become character designers. Very tricky. It's very hard, but also very rewarding. Characters are a little bit like actors for the animation, right? So you have to find the right cast. You have to have the right characters that will be able to play the role. That's why, as designers, we have to find, something interesting about the characters. But for that, you have to make a casting, right? You have to call all the actors to come and play the role, and then we can maybe find something together. On this project, I think we have some designs as well. Here, yes. We have, here we have less of a research in terms of like propositions. We have like the final characters, but here we can see for one character, just like the little girl, we have several propositions, which is very important because as a professional afterwards, you'll have to work with somebody who's either a client or art director or just a director, and they'll have a specific idea in their heads. They'll pitch their idea to you. They'll try to make you understand what they want. And you, as a professional character designer, visual development artist, you'll have to answer to that description, So you'll make a few propositions and you'll pray to God that that's what they want, because otherwise you'll have to redo it until you get there. So yes, these are the character design. Same. You can see also how the student used animals or combine animals to create interesting monsters. And all along, I'll try to guide you. A very important moment, I think, why this course is different is that in like basic courses, you will learn the basics. Here, you'll have already a skill set, and I'm not gonna like try to like push you in one direction. I'll try to understand what you want as well as an artist, and I'll try to guide you towards that direction. So that's why mood board wise, I'm not gonna force on you anything. Maybe I will try to like give you advices in terms of like artists that you might like that will be useful for your project, or like other project films, animations that can help you. But I will never force my ideas onto you. It's very important because it gives you more of a like responsibility, but also freedom artistically.
Yeah. In the beginning of the course, it feels like a ping pong because you always like as a visual development student, you always talking with the animation team, and you're discussing about the idea, about the style, about the character design, like everything. And of course, it's it's important to understand how to communicate, right, and to achieve the best result.
Yeah, it's beautiful characters as well. Definitely a different style than the others.
Yeah.
Still cartoony, but very stylized.
Yeah.
It was you, Kada, right, who did them?
Yes. Hello,
Yes,
Ghost
yes.
of the Past.
Yes, Ghost of the Past. Beautiful project.
Really are.
Yeah, very nice project.
Amazing.
Yes, and in
yeah,
terms of
you can
pitching,
say
actually, there was like a little fun story I wanted to share because about
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
go ahead.
pitching the idea of the movie was very random because initially we were that team of animators who were very determined to do something and everyone had a lot of ideas and we couldn't come to one conclusion. We created almost like in the first week, we've created almost like 3 scenarios and everyone wanted to do something of their own. And we couldn't decide what to do. So everyone prepared like all of these scenarios. We all had like one character kind of working. We developed a little bit. And I, in the back of my head, had already a pitch. I wasn't planning to use it. I just had some pictures, some ideas, mood boards, and some, I don't know, I had short animatics for it as well. And I was like, since all of the mentors and all of the very skillful and insightful people are going to be there, I'm going to use this opportunity and just take up their time in the end of it so they can just look at my ideas and tell me what to do with it next. And eventually it turned out that everyone in the class really liked the idea, the initial pitch, that instead of the stuff we created in the first week that I was creating as well, we've decided to go with this old pitch I had and developed it into a short animation in the end. So
It's fun.
pitching can be very, very random.
It's funny that it was
actually,
a
it's
backside idea.
true.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
true.
backside idea just in emergency, but it was actually
It wasn't even for the movie. It was just like, oh, there's so many good people. Why not use the chance and show what I have to get like a little extra something out of it?
I think that's also a very important lesson, just generally, afterwards as a professional, don't never stop working on your own projects because you never know. Maybe you have something important to tell. Maybe you have an interesting idea, interesting story you can develop. So like never stop trying to artistically challenge yourself and just develop interesting, beautiful stories. Thank you, Kara, for sharing that. Well, it's good to have a student because they also can like share their own experiences on the project. So going along, obviously, keep like talking still about characters is after we decide what design, what the final design of the character is, we will create a model sheet. A model sheet is like an IKEA instruction booklet, you know? It's how you're gonna explain to the animators what the character should be like,
how animator will assemble the character.
Exactly. It's very important because you want the character to be consistent throughout the film. You don't want like from one shot to another for it to change the design, which is very challenging in itself, but it's also a very important experience because maybe you're a character designer coming to this course, you know, you want to challenge yourself, create designs for a short film, but you never worked in a team, which is very important. And also, none of your designs were used for actually animation, which is another important aspect because if you want to work in animation, your designs will be drawn by other people at some point in the production. So you really want to have this experience because it helps you to better understand how to clearly communicate your visual language and also technically how do you build that character, like Edward said. Yes, this is other researches for the masters. Of course, along the character design, there is the prop design. There are some people who will specialize as a prop designer, who they will like only do that on productions. which is okay. It's advisable sometimes to be like specialized, but generally character designers will also do some prop design as well. On this project, since it's not a huge team, we don't have millions, like Disney or Pixar, we don't have like a huge team. You will be doing many things. It can be character design, prop design, color script, background design. Anyways, so here we have interesting shapes for specific props that are used in the short film. And if you're wondering what a prop is anything that the character will interact with. We arguably the tent can be categorized as a background design, but let's not get into the details. So we can discuss that during the course. So yeah, here we decided what's the final prop. We push along the project. We don't want to get stuck and going in a loop. We want to progress with the art. Here we have like a plan of the a little map of where the action happens. It's important. Why? Because afterwards, when you design the backgrounds, it's easier for you to understand where you're gonna place your camera, right? So how you're gonna how far the objects one from another will be. It's also a very interesting exercise to just imagine the space. Here we have sketches for the backgrounds. We can also go over the other projects. Here we already have layouts. I guess it's we don't have all the pieces of the projects or of the project here. Maybe here we have some. So style frames. We'll get to that. But here we have already backgrounds. We'll get back to style frames. Very important. Yes, background designs. Do we have other? No, so this was it in terms of backgrounds. But okay, let me get I'll have the opportunity now to talk about style frames. It's also something we're gonna do as a class, as a visual development class. The answer is easy. What is a style frame? A style frame is a frame, one picture, one drawing that represents almost 100% the final look of the film. It's where you combine everything you did in the design phase. It's how you're gonna draw the backgrounds. What is the thickness of the line, for example? How are you gonna work with colors? Will it be very flat like this, like no shadows, no gradients, just like a very flat composition, which works very beautifully, or we'll have something more pushed. For example, here we have many layers of light, gradients, like grayer colors. So after you have decided all this in the design phase, you make yourself like 1 or 2 pictures as a reference for the final look of the film. It's very important because that's going to be like your final guide, your aim, towards where you're going as a art direction. So do we have other examples of style frame here? I think here's just an example of just the background design, because they are using collage, which is also a very interesting technique. So we have we have no style frames. Oh yeah, I think we can consider this as a style frame, because you have the character in the background in the right perspective. We get a sense of how rendered or not rendered the background is. We get a sense of how you're going to render the characters, if there's shadows, how much detail are you going to put on the character. It's very important, because the more details you're going to put on the character, the more work you have to do afterwards. That's another trick. So that's why animation usually are very stylized, usually. But nowadays, there are very complex animations as well, films. Going along. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you some of the artworks I had here from two projects that were going at the same time. Well, the first project we already saw it. It's the one with the sister and the brother and the monsters. So here is a beautiful portfolio page of the student that made the characters with some poses, some expressions, and also I have here the feedback I was giving them. Yeah,
Just to check in, you're showing it on the screen or you're preparing to show it on the screen? Because I don't see it yet.
You don't see it?
Yeah, I figured.
No, we don't.
Sorry. So
It's
I was just
okay.
talking for
We're
nothing.
still,
Okay.
yeah,
No,
we're
you
still
stopped
seeing the
really.
time.
Yeah,
Tent.
it was a tent.
Let me.
Ooh,
I
I see
think
we
I
have a
have to
bunch of
stop.
hellos.
I
Yeah,
have
while you're still turning the screen, I'm gonna say hi. Hello, Esteban. Hello,
yes.
Amanda. Monica, thank you for the compliment.
Share. Do you
Leonardo,
see it
thank
now?
you.
Do you see the
Hello,
picture
Henry.
now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. That was embarrassing. Okay, so
It's okay, that was quick.
here is the portfolio page that I was talking about from the student that designed these characters. And here is some of my feedback I would give while we have our class. Just, like we go over all the like basics, but also I try to really push your ideas in a way. We talk about volume, but also we talk like line of action, like character wise. We talk about light and colors and mood and like how important to convey the idea to the audience. Here is from other classes I'm giving, but like just an overview of my drawovers. Here is like a color script. Yeah, color scripts. We didn't talk about that. It's also an important moment in our direction, especially in our direction, because it really directs the whole mood of the film. So we have the color script for the little like the sister and brother film. I think it's a very good color script.
So charming.
As you can see,
Sorry, very cute.
Yeah, we have a different moods outside and inside the tent, which both are conveying different emotions. In the tent, it's very like joyful, like happiness, like little kids, playing together. And outside, it's a little bit more mysterious. You don't want to like feel too scared. It's not a horror movie, but you want to like feel a little bit, like tense. So we like, of course, it's night. I think it's a very good color script, and a color script is important. Why? Because, well, basically you decide the whole mood of the film, color and light wise. So that's the color script for and this is another project that was we had two projects at the same time. One was with the little kids, the other with like a shaman in the like Aztec shaman doing a ritual and like going ahead in time, like traveling through space and time. It was a really cool project as well, more complex character-wise. Like the characters were more like semi-realistic, and the other project was more cartoony, more stylized. Both good projects. And here we have a background for the kids movie. We can consider it as a style frame in a sense. We don't have the characters, but like the backgrounds are final. So, for example, how is the line going to be black? For example, here the answer is yes. How thick is it going to be the line? Is the line textured or not? It's all like questions we have to find an answer to as like visual development artists, or as an art director. And
Yeah,
it's just
even the little choices I've noticed. I'm sorry. The little
just
choices
go
that
ahead.
even the color is a bit shifted to the line, so it would give like like a cell shaded, multiple layered effect. Like they're a little bit skewed by perspective. It's also very important. It's not like they
it's
like
giving
misclicked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like made on purpose, obviously. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit like 101 Dalmatians, like the Disney
Yes.
movie.
Yes,
They
exactly.
have more or less the same idea behind like their backgrounds. It gives a vibration, you know. It's not like perfect, but it
Yes,
still
makes it
feels
very
like
real, like real. Yeah.
yeah. It still feels like a finished piece because
hmm
everything is a choice made on purpose. It's very important.
Exactly. Oh, and
And
how they
here,
changed it. Oh, sorry.
yeah,
I
no,
just
go
love
ahead.
it so much. It's so
It,
good. Like
it's a
the
good
frame.
interaction.
I've
Yeah,
noticed that on the frame, the initial one where they did the tent, the party lines or the little
yeah.
flags, initially they were wrapped differently, but in the final version, they wrapped a lot better. It serves the composition a lot better. It's not
Yes.
distracting.
I would like to
So,
take the credit. No, I'm joking. I don't remember specifically what we're talking about, but usually, yeah, we go over all these details. For example, how
exactly.
these little flags are wrapped around the tent, like where you're gonna like. I miss this tangent, which tangents, no,
Oh,
just
yeah.
generally, but it's nothing like like it's nothing, not a big deal. Everything still works.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good project. And here with the shaman projects, we have a little bit like a different rendering. They went
hmm
from like a more painterly style,
Yeah.
which again, I'm not gonna force you onto like a direction, a style. You will have to decide yourself as like visual development artists. But I think it works. Why not? It's like you have like a more realistic feel in a way, but still the shapes are quite stylized. Uh, it just works. It's an interesting choice.
hmm
And here we have prop design. We already talked about props, but here you can see another example. Beautiful designs of these like big heads that are used in the film. You also like you can check the film on the channel afterwards. This is good work. We will design all the um, props and elements of the film. Nothing is left to chance. Nothing. Here you have a turnaround, like we were talking. This is the IKEA booklet for the character, and they're used by animators afterwards to actually animate the character. And going backwards actually. So here are the propositions for this John Lennon type of character, and then here is the final design. And I think this is just a mood board. I think I think we're coming to an end concerning like the class and concerning like the like the art direction part of creating a movie. But like as a general pointer, um, this class is not going to teach you how to art direct. Even though I know this workshop is called the fundamentals of art direction, the class is not going to teach you how to art direct. To get to that place in your career, it will take some time. An art director has to be like very skilled with both characters and like environments. He has to have like very solid understanding of light, of color, of mood, of just conveying ideas to the audience. But other than that, an art director has to clearly communicate his or her ideas to the team, because you cannot be, well, you can be art director like as a solo artist of a project, you know, because you're the only one doing that. You can be,
That's what I
but
do. I call myself an art director. Like an animation for myself.
yeah,
Yes,
but
yes,
you're not.
yes.
You're maybe directing the yourself in the project. But usually, art directors are hired on like to work with a team. So you have to be able to communicate. It's not easy to like actually make make somebody else understand what you're striving for. So this is another important aspect of it. So this course will help you in a way in that direction. towards like becoming an art director, because you will work with a team. You will have to communicate your ideas. You will have to show your art to others, you know, and to like get feedback. And I know it's very uncomfortable for many, you know, showing maybe it's okay to show your art to like a teacher, because, oh, you know, he's a teacher, he will give me his feedback. But it's a little bit harder to give your artwork to feedback from your peers, you know, from your team, because more or less like there's like sometimes like the battle of egos. It can happen, you know. So it's a little bit harder, but it's very important. So that like the teamwork aspect of the art direction, of the just working as a professional. So that's why I think this course is more special than many other courses, is that not only you're gonna learn something, but you're already applying your skills on a very specific goal, and creating a very tangible product in the end that you can showcase afterwards. So like you're going to show your portfolio pieces to a I don't know, hiring what was the name, to someone who wants to hire you for a job, and
Employers.
employer, yes.
Oh, those
employer.
exist.
And they will like go through your portfolio, and they'll see like, okay, you have some color script, you have some like character design, but it's way more impactful to at the end or at the beginning to see the short film that your art actually helped develop, you know.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, if you have any question, guys, I'm happy to answer.
I have well, I don't think the chat I think was absolutely enthralled with the course. People were just I think listening with open ears. I personally I think maybe have a question. What
Let's
you found
go.
personally was most what is the thing that students do not expect when they join? Like for example, when I joined the short film course, for me what was interesting, the skills I was gonna actually train were those in communication, because everyone had, you know, everyone what had like a voice and everyone wanted to be heard, and you needed to work. Even if you had like a very specific idea at the beginning, you need to kind of evaluate all of the ideas people bring into the table and learn how to kind of rework and do something new. So that for me was, I think, the most kind of insightful part of creating the short film. Apart with the character design and everything, that was also, but that was what I expected. So did you notice, are there some things that students don't expect initially when they go in? Is there something you need to prepare them beforehand?
Well, yeah, definitely. I think the teamwork part is not something they expect, because they think it's like a very classic type course, you know, where you just come and do your exercises and then just like ask for feedback and then on to the next one. It's a little bit different. It's very dynamic. I think there's not like a specific topic on a specific call. We will go along as you progress, you know, like if somebody worked more on a character design, you will need feedback on the character design. We will talk about character design and how we can improve it, how we can make it closer to what you want based on your mood boards. If you worked more on a color script, we're gonna do that. It's very dynamic. It's very organic as a course. So I think students do not expect that, but I think it's very rewarding in the end.
Yeah, 100%. The only thing I'd probably add is you need to be very aware of the deadlines, especially if you're the one in charge. You need to remember that those people under you also have deadlines and they also need to complete them. So
for sure, 100%. Deadlines, they're important as a student, but it's super important as a professional, because I think that's how we measure a little bit how professional somebody is like, can they keep their word in a way, you know?
yeah.
If they said, okay, I'm going to create this and that on that date, can that person keep the deadlines? Of course, sometimes we will need more time. It doesn't necessarily mean you're less professional, but it's just something to take into account very early on. So as a student, definitely you have to keep the deadlines here on this project, because you're not working individually, you're not working by yourself. There are people depending on you. So if you're late with your work, their work will be also late. So it's like a chain reaction. So you have to be very aware of that for sure.
Yeah, I would say so. Exactly. I've been on the both ends of the spectrum of this like deadline anxiety. I've been the one who was in charge and had people who weren't really anxious about their deadlines. So I would have to sometimes kind of push myself to remind them that the deadlines exist and everything. And I've been the person who
was late.
knows about the deadlines, but also like, oh yeah, I'll definitely do it. I'll do it. And then I'll have to like write a message saying how sorry I am. So
Yeah, I think
I've
it's
been there.
human, it's normal, it's not something to beat yourself up about, but we have to train to be more disciplined for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we actually have a question. And it's about, what do I include in a 2D portfolio? You have to specify, is it a visual development portfolio or
An animation one.
Because they have an interest in pre-production and all of the aspects of pre-production. Storyboards, prop designs, animatics, and maybe eventually opening a small animation studio.
Oh, that's
Props
good.
to
It's
you.
yes, it's very ambitious. Well, firstly, I would say, if you it depends what kind of portfolio you're creating. If you're creating portfolio as a student for a school, you can be a little bit more general, like show general knowledge in all areas. You know, you can show like, oh, I can storyboard, I can do character design, I can do background design, and you will showcase that in a very clean manner in a portfolio, like we can see here already in these project presentations. But as a professional, I think the most important aspect is to actually be more specialized. So if you want to work as a visual development artist, what you're going to include is concept art. You'll include background design, prop design. You have to know to show your understanding of light and color. So you can include, obviously, color scripts. Where is the color script here? Let me. Oh, I think the color script was here on the. Oh yeah, the color script is here. Yes, you'll include a color script, anything and everything that has to do with actually visually developing a project. If you're interested by character design, what you're going to include is you're going to include like designs propositions. For example, here, you'll include turnarounds, you'll include expressions and poses, so you can show that you have an understanding of anatomy, gesture drawing, perspective, understanding of volume, because you all have to construct and build characters that they can also be transformed in either like cutout puppets in Toon Boom or 3D models for games or animation. So I think as a professional, you have to specialize. It's also easier as a specialist to find work. I might add that as well.
Yeah.
Did I answer the question, or there's something I missed?
I think, if we didn't answer the question, please write us again if you have anything more specified you want to ask. But if you don't get a chance to do it in this chat, you can always go to our Discord server and start talking there. And if you're interested about how everything goes in our course, you can always check more information. It's linked down below. We have another question. Hi. Let me read it first.
Yeah, no worries. Read it first. Make sure
it's more concerning. to 2D animation? Well, it's definitely up of in general. We can read it aloud, but it's
Yeah,
more
just
concerning 2D animation.
well,
I'm a
I think I can
traditional,
answer it.
yeah, for sure. I'm a traditional 2D animator. Is it important for a 2D animator learn rigged animation to be hired in a studio?
Rigged animation.
Yep.
Okay, I definitely do not know how to answer that question. What is rigged animation? Are you talking about like how to rig a character in 3D? I don't know. I did animate for 1 year. I worked on several projects, but I worked only as a 2D animator. I'd never really touched 3D animation. If you can specify exactly what you mean about rigged animation,
Maybe
it's
like rigged,
like
like
Toon Boom,
Moho, Spine, something like this.
Spine.
Yeah,
Oh,
Toon
right,
Boom
right, right.
also.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
also.
right. Yeah. Okay. I've never worked as a rigged animator then. I only worked as traditional, like the pain of drawing over and over again the same character. But rigged animation is important because there are many projects actually happening. Personally, currently, I'm working on a feature film for a French production, and they 80% of the animation is puppets that are created in Toon Boom. So there will be animators who have to have that skill set, know how to work in Toon Boom and how to work with the puppet and how to work with the rig for sure. But it really depends in the end. I think what you have to ask yourself is like, what do you want to do? Do you want like to be a 2D like traditional animator and like focus all your energy in that direction? So of course you have to draw way better than you have to draw as a rigged animator, because there you have to have a better understanding of movement and physics. Still, you have to understand anatomy because otherwise you can like
Yeah,
break the puppet.
true.
But yeah, I think you have to ask yourself, what do you want to do? And then you have to build a demo reel based on your own goals, professional goals. But if you want to like be like more a generalist animator, so you can do also 2D and also rigged, of course, do that. I think you will be able to find different projects then.
Yeah, more variety.
Yeah.
Definitely had a very thoughtful mind in my a thought in my head, but it completely disappeared.
It's
So I'll come back to the original script I had. Again, the lesson was very, very insightful. I'm giving a couple of seconds just for people to ask a question, but I think we can slowly
come
wrap
to an end.
everything up. Yeah, I think we had a really good time. It was really fun, kind of revisiting back the old
Yeah,
pitching
the old
projects.
good times. Yes.
And you know what's interesting? Even if you develop and you send a pitching project, you can still really change the project afterwards. That happened to us as well. We had a design of the mouse in
Yeah.
our pitching Bible.
Let me
And
open it up.
yeah, of course. And when
Yeah.
we initially showed it, people were like, it's too Mickey Mousey. Can you try
Yeah.
something else? And we're already, at
Well,
the
is
pitching
this the
session.
final design or
No. This was this was what they call it to Mickey Mousey, and I agree.
okay,
Kind of
okay.
the three circles are way too iconic for one
Yeah,
character,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's kind of you're treading the same grounds. So we decided to change it up, and
Interesting,
it was a
interesting.
really fun decision because we basically decided that the head of the mouse it should look like
Okay.
a block of cheese, like the triangular block of cheese, and it would basically have the same perspective. So it had like a huge nose and a triangular head, which I
Now,
think worked
now I'm
one
curious to see the final
wondrously.
design. I
Yeah, and I saw people asked where you can watch the final movies. We can also include the link in the description. So people who are watching this in recording, you already probably have the link below. But for those who are live with us, I think we'll include a link either in the chat or also in the description a bit later. But you can watch the final version because some of the characters look really differently.
yeah, it's a good project still.
Yeah.
Really nice, very beautiful. Great job.
Yes. And the team was amazing as well. The people who worked on it were so talented.
Yeah.
Amazing. It turned a lot more than initially I thought it was because we worked in our style frames were mostly like color blocking and kind of
Mm,
main composition, but all of the effects, the compositing team
yeah,
were just they brought 120% to the table.
for
And
sure, for sure.
the atmosphere, immaculate. Working with them was so nice. And working
Yeah.
together with different departments, it's also very interesting because they have very different perspectives.
Mm.
I gave a chance for people to ask any questions, and the people were silent. So I will take it as a very good cue to probably wrap everything up. So again, I wanted to thank you, Andrei, that you came to us and showed all the students' works and talked about art direction and what do you do in the course and what the art
It was a
director needs
pleasure. It
to
was a
do
pleasure.
on
I
the
hope it
project.
was. I
Exactly.
hope it
Same
was
goes to you.
helpful, helpful, not hopeful. I'm hopeful that
For
it was
me,
helpful.
yeah, for me it was helpful. It's still when you visit stuff like this, you still, even if not everything is like completely new information because I went through the course, you're still kind of getting everything in order and comparing,
Yeah.
looking at different projects, what other people done compared
For
to what you
sure.
did. It still kind of shows you the bigger picture you can get.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to thank the chat for being here. You were very nice for all of the hellos and the compliments and all of the activity you did today. You were really nice. And thank you to all the viewers. Even if you're a little bit too shy to write to us today, we still enjoy that you were here and we got a question. Okay, this will be the last question.
That will be
and
the
then,
last question. Let's go.
Yes, I'm stopping because it's from Henry Leonardo and they're from the Discord server. So for the Discord people who I know, I'll give you like a little break. I'll give you some slack. Hi Andrei. I have two questions. So even two questions, if possible.
Okay, 2 questions. Wow. Okay, let's go.
Can you share with us the name of your favorite books about art direction, and what is your
Okay,
opinion
I
about the
can show it
importance of
right
studying
now.
art? Really? Yes, please.
Currently. Oh, wait. I
Oh.
have to turn off the blur so
You
you
can
can
show it next to
actually
your face.
see.
Maybe it will show.
Oh, wait. Turning. Well,
There you go. Color
it's
and
called
composition.
Vision by Hans P. Batcher. He's a legendary artist who worked on many Disney projects, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives so many very like deep, profound advices on visuals for film. And I'm not gonna like spoil you, but definitely come on,
Check it out.
give it a read. Give it a read.
Wow.
It's very nice.
Pretty.
Another book I keep coming back to is obviously Drawn to Life. Drawn to Life, anything and everything alongside the gesture and giving life to a character. It's also it's from a I would say teacher, but I'm not 100% sure. He was definitely a life drawing teacher at Disney, but maybe had more responsibilities. But basically, he would like tutor like the animators around like the observational drawing and like models. So live drawing. So there's like so rich with advice, so rich with advice. So definitely give it a read. Also from Hans Bacher, there is another book called I have to remember. Just
You
give
can
me a
write them
second.
down later. I'll share them
Yeah.
in the Discord as well.
Dream Worlds. It's called Dream Worlds, and it talks. Well, it's not as in depth as Vision, but it talks about like visuals in films and his own experience at Disney, and it's a very interesting read. And basically, that's it. Just already 2 books. Just read them, and I think it's going to help you a lot to like improve your skill.
Yeah, they'll cover a level or 2, definitely.
Yeah.
And another question from Henry Leonardo was, what is your opinion about the importance of studying art history for, I guess, for visual development as well?
It's as in anything, general knowledge about the world is important, like history, art history, just being smart, I think it's important, because if you're going to work as anything in this world, being smart means you have more value just intrinsically, So, but more specifically about art direction, like art history, I think it's definitely important because you can find and implement in your own art different like techniques and like just studying how like the old artists or the artists of old did it can like definitely help you create your own style, you know, like develop something fresh, even though it's inspired by the old art.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I would say it goes
he was a student of mine, Henry, wasn't he?
spotted.
Yes, very good
Yeah.
student. Very, very
Oh,
good.
props to Henry. I could
Yes.
say it's in the same line of like if you are trying to get into animation, knowing the 12 principles, knowing timing, spacing
Oh,
is important like everywhere. Same goes with like art history. Knowing history, having a wide kind of what do you call it? Like a lot of perspectives you got to read and learn about
knowledge, yeah.
also helps you. Yeah, basically being smart.
Yeah, being smart just generally helps you. Yeah. But also knowing how to apply all that knowledge in real life, it's even
Yeah.
more important.
Exactly. So observational skills are very important.
Yes.
One way to do it is to come to our Discord server because every Sunday we have live figure drawing where we try to do for 2 hours some figure drawing. So we practice all together. Since I was initially closing out the stream and I was saying thank you to everyone, I'll repeat the thank yous again because I think I'll stop with the questions because I don't think the stream is ever going to stop. I'm going to say goodbyes and we're going to another question and it's going to go on and on. So if you have any more questions, feel free to jump to our Discord server where we have our usual events where we draw live figure study together, animate together, and also check out the workshop, not the workshops, check out the courses, because this information is just a little sliver of what you'll get during the whole course. So you can imagine this, but for several months, every week you meet and you discuss and you do something together and
draw
basically.
I'm gonna draw.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna blah blah, you know, I'm just gonna draw.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I think,
Just over drawing.
I'm more fluent in drawing than I'm with talking.
Well, that's probably a good thing. So let's end on that amazing note and the animatic of the Cat Cafe looking at me through the screen.
Yes, it's not gonna stop.
Yes. So thank you again for being here today. We had a lot of nice comments today, and I was really appreciative of all of them. Again, thank you to Andrei for being here, and thank you for Edward for being here, even though he had to leave a bit later while we're talking. So please say hi to him if any of you in the chat will see him. I don't know if you do. And we can probably end right here, right now. Again,
Yeah, thank you very much. See you.
Yeah, see you too. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here.
Greetings, my name is Andrei Sitar. I'm a Gobelin École de l'Image alumnus, and for the past 5 years I work as a character designer and visual development artist for studios like Netflix, Sun Creature, Golden Wolf, and others. I would like to invite you to join the visual development class under the short film creation program. Together we will dive into the nuances and challenges of the visual development and production of a short film. Not only you will test your skills, but also you will get real-life experience working in a team, meeting deadlines, and contributing to a common goal, which is the creation of an animated film. I'll be your mentor and supervisor, and I will guide you through the process. I will advise and counsel you to the best of my abilities, yet it is precisely you who will be the brain and the heart of this creative process. So join us today and let's create something beautiful together.